There is an offender whose life we can learn from. The name of this offender is Cain. Cain killed his brother Abel for reasons we are not going to consider in this video. When he killed his brother, God cursed him. God said to him that the ground is cursed for you, which means that as he's tilling the ground will not yield its strength for him. While others are planting and they are seeing bountiful increase from the ground, he, as he's planting, the ground will recognize him and say, you are the one that God cursed, and the ground will not yield its increase for him. As he is planting 100 seedlings, it will be hard for 1 or 2 to yield for him. So in this situation, he has to be working 1,000 times more. This is the punishment that God gave to him. That was not just the punishment. God said to him that he will be a vagabond and a fugitive in all the earth. This means that he will just be walking about. He will just be walking about. He will have no permanent place to call home. This is the punishment that God gave to him. But this is what he did. He did not just walk out of God's presence, accepting the punishment as his own. This man, he went back to God and he said to God, God, this punishment you have given me is too much for me. First, you drove me out of the face of the earth. Second, you pursued me from your presence. Third, you made me a vagabond and a fugitive in all the earth, such that I do not have a permanent place to call home. Third, everyone that sees me will want to kill me. You see now that there are some people who were waiting to take vengeance on Cain. There are some people who were angry that he killed his brother Abel. He said, everyone that sees me will want to kill me. These people were just waiting to pounce on him and kill him. If an offender could know enough to go back to God for leniency, even after God cursed him, how about you? I know sometimes you have done certain things that is worthy of punishment. What do? Do you run farther away from God, or you walk close to God? Now, if this offender could go back to God to plead for leniency, in fact, what he did is something they do in criminal law called plea bargain. Plea bargain is that you are accepting that you did something wrong as a criminal, and then you have a sharing formula such that the prosecutor reduces the weight of your punishment. You see, most politicians, they do it sometimes. When they steal 100 million naira, they will now enter into a plea bargain with their prosecutor and say, okay, I will return 80 million naira. Let me keep 20 so that the weight of my punishment will be lighter. This is what they do. So this was what Cain did with God, and God reduced the weight of his punishment. So God said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a mark upon you. Everyone that sees you will not punish you, will not kill you. Anyone that tries to kill you, he will serve 7-fold punishment. This mark that God put on him was to serve 2 functions. One is to serve as a protection for him so that nobody kills him. Second is to allow him live long enough to serve the full term of his punishment. Remember, the ground was cursed for him. Remember also that he is a vagabond and a fugitive. So he is going to serve the full length of his punishment. If he dies now, he will not be able to suffer enough for his sins. But the lesson here for us is that everywhere you are falling short of God's standard, don't run away from him. In fact, the more your offense, the more you should run towards him for forgiveness and for leniency. If you run farther away from him, you see, those people that are waiting to pounce on Cain, they are also waiting for you. They are also waiting around to pounce on you. Everywhere you are falling, remember there is grace sufficient for you to forgive you. God does not go about looking for who to punish. In fact, what God does is that everywhere you're falling, He's always ready to pull you up and to forgive you your sin. You have a good future ahead of you. God is interested in forgiving you. Run back to Him for leniency. Just like Cain, you can also implore plea bargain. The grace is available. God bless you.